my name is Jennifer. Welcome back to my channel. If you haven't been here before, I'm a fashion designer and artist, and you're welcome. So the tools that you're gonna need to accessorize your tie is first a couple of ties. It can be a regular tie that doesn't have to have an intricate design. All of the ties that you will see in this next example will have an intricate design, but you can use a regular tie, or if you would like to see how I make these beautiful designs, just leave a comment at the bottom and I'll make sure to make a tutorial on how I create these designs for these specific ties. So the first tie I'm gonna show you, beautiful design. So these are the ties that we're gonna accessorize. So we have this one, we have this one as well. All of these are just fantastic and fun. And then we also have this one, which is like my most simplest one, and the one we're going to be using for this tutorial. And you're obviously, as you can notice, there is a necklace that kind of holds it together right here. And then I have this beautiful tie. So if you ever want to wear it, of course it's to be worn. You're gonna use this beautiful design right here. So now let's get into tools. So what you're going to need is some jewelry pliers just to open up some beads. Like if you want to use some of these kind of tools, for example, just these little beautiful designs. If you want to add them, I just have my jewelry pliers. So jewelry pliers, if you're gonna add something specific, like, you know, if you want to have like this dangling and something like that. So I have my jewelry pliers there. I just have them just in case. They're not, I would say, 100% necessary. Of course, the first thing that's necessary is your tie, some scissors, which I don't have here. You're gonna need some nylon string, or I guess the nylon string, or fishing string. I think it's also can be used as well, just some nylon, or it can be thread. Just, you want strong thread because you don't want it to snap. You really want these things to be durable. I have string, some buttons for different designs. So this is a button that I have, another button. It just really depends on how you want to accessorize it. Of course, as you see on my desk, I have shells. These were shells that I personally found, cleaned, and oiled. And I found them in beaches in the Dominican Republic. They have beautiful shells, and every time I go to a beach, I'm always on an eye for some shells so I can add them to my projects and make them one of a kind. Pearls, I have pearls here as well. And I also have larimal, which is, I can put a string through it, which is also a precious rock from the Dominican Republic. But those are just some things that I have here to try to figure out what I really want to use for this time. So we have the only, and if you don't, for the buttons, I sew them, so I do have some needles to sew. I think the only thing that I'm missing that I don't have here is some scissors, but since I do have my jewelry cutters, I don't think I really need them. Scissors essential. And I got needles because I just like to hand sew everything, especially, of course, like your buttons have to be hand sewn. But some people use hot glue gun. So if you have a hot glue gun, any place, this is another type of glue that I have here, B7000. You can just get this anywhere. Michael's, I don't know if Michael's is still open, Hobby Lobby, just anywhere, any craft store that's near you. You can ask for jewelry glue, any kind of glue that will really help adhere anything that you want to add. Because for the shell, let's say you want to add shells and you ended up buying some shells at your local store, just, you know, you went to the beach and collected some shells. I personally drill a hole on them, so that's why you kind of see my drill here in the back. Love this drill, and it was the whole set, so I'm really glad that, you know, the smallest bit came because I was then able to use it. It is a 1/16 because you don't want a big hole. Yeah, you don't really want a big hole. 1/16 right there. This is the smallest one. I'm just gonna pull it out. so you guys can see it. I attach that to my drill, and once I attach it to my drill, I can poke a hole wherever I want in the shell, but you do have to be careful because I have broken a couple of them, so it's really a trial and error, and just make sure that you're being safe while doing that. And I have my pins just so that, like, if I don't know if I really want for sure to place something permanently on there, I'm not gonna sew it on, I'm just gonna put it on for example. So let's get started, and if you have any questions, just leave a comment. I'll make sure to get back to you.